I'll have to
So I
look
never
for
know if
you.
it got viewed during the live or if, and
Uh,
it's usually only like 3 or 4 people anyway. So
yeah.
4 people. Oh my goodness, it's a madhouse. All right, here we go. We're just pouring in.
What's up,
Hello, hello.
Buttercup?
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad.
Good. Good, good, good.
I'm excited for today, for tonight.
Yes. Yes. Are they hard to make? Of course, not for you.
The GPTs?
Uh-huh.
Um, yes and no. It can take some massaging. I'll just call it
Gotcha.
massaging to see if it,
Right.
to get it kind of working and I'm never sure if because I've got my chat GPT trained so well towards me, I'm never sure if it's
Right.
um
No, right. Get you.
rubbing off on others, but it looks like it's doing pretty good. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. So hello
I
everybody,
didn't. I
welcome.
got mine in there like everybody else. Sorry. Hi,
Nope, that's
everybody.
all good. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just going to, okay, I'm gonna talk for a few minutes. And then we will go through some exercises. And if you want to participate along, then absolutely. If not, if you just want to watch, that's fine too. But happy to throw people in the hot seat if you want to jump on. Christina, I don't think I've seen your hair back before.
Oh, yeah, no, I straightened it and I'm like, I got to keep it this way for a couple days. So now
Nice.
it looks really long. You know about the hair bun thing.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so today we are talking about your perfect customer. So this is a lot. So I attended a an AI summit this weekend with Tony Robbins and I'm going to say his name wrong. I always do.
Oh,
Dean
yep,
Graziosi.
yep, yep, yeah, yeah.
Did
Awesome.
I say that right? Okay,
Yeah,
so they're both phenomenal, phenomenal speakers. I mean, obviously we all know Tony Robbins. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Dean Graziosi.
I am. Yep.
But they're just amazing to listen to. And throughout this AI summit, it just confirmed a lot of the things that I've already believed. And that is, if you want to connect, you need to know who you're talking to. And we hear about this. We do. We hear about it all the time. But I know for me, I didn't really connect until I really started digging into this community. And then what happens is I just felt a shift. So I felt my energy change. Um, I just felt my excitement levels increase. It was just it's just amazing. So when it all comes down to it, this is one of the things, like when you see people succeeding and not succeeding, the patterns I see is those people know who they're talking to. And they know it in such a way that they feel it. They can feel it. And it's, I've heard about people talking about that how they can feel it. And I thought, yeah, you guys are whatever. Okay,
Woo
sure,
woo.
sure. But no, it does. It means something and it changes how you interact. So let me just do in here. So last week we talked about the phases. So the first phase is about foundation and clarity. And this is, sorry guys, I've been fighting a little bit of nausea all day, so bear with me if I need to take a pause here. Okay, so foundation and clarity. And I was going to do it all in 1 week, but I think I'm going to split it into two. So this week we're going to talk about who you're helping. And next week, we're going to talk about how you're helping them. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit more about the product or service that you're marketing. But this week, we're going to talk about who it is. So we want to discover that person and the purpose behind your message. So your content will really connect. You hear, so I'm sure you've all done or gone through or watched somebody go through a content audit, right? And a lot of what I hear is you need more energy in your content. You need more energy. What they're really meaning, it doesn't mean you need to scream louder, you need to dance harder. No, that's not what it means. It means you need the energy to feel what you're saying. That energy comes from that connection. the connection to your message, to your offer, and especially who you're talking to. Because if you're disconnected, you might as well be reading somebody else's script. And here again, we come back to that copy and paste that so many people are promoting. Just copy and paste and you'll have success, right? It doesn't quite work like that. It works like that if you are the same audience, if you're talking to the same audience as the people you're copying and pasting to, but most of us aren't. So that's why you really need to narrow in on who you're talking to. Um, and people can feel that online. So I have an example. Marianne, a lot of you have heard of Marianne, but she had a video go viral. And I mean, she nailed it. She hundreds of thousands of views and comments. So it wasn't just views, it was comments. People interacted. Um, they got what she was saying. They felt it. Now, she didn't edit that video at all. She recorded it. She said one phrase. She pressed pause. She moved locations and she hit record again and went again. So there was no theatrics. There was no jumping up and down. There was no music trending. Nothing like that. It was pure message connection. But on the other hand, you can have a video that goes viral, 1 million views, and there's lots of people that I hear as well. They have these 1 million view videos, but it could be something like maybe the views got attracted to the sound. They're not looking for what the message is, and that message isn't connecting. So I know we talk about views a lot because it's exciting, but it's not always about the views. It's about that connection, and that's where you really want to connect with your customer. And again, this was where I was at. I mean, I believe in all of this. I believe in the marketing. I know it works. I know there's something to it. I know I can help people. But until I figured out what exactly my purpose was, I didn't feel that energy. I didn't feel that excitement, and I didn't feel that shift. Now I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to come see you guys today. Oh, so excited. Like I can share this now. Now I know what I'm doing. I have a purpose. Okay, so any questions so far? Any comments? We're all following along? Excellent, excellent. I'm kind of winging it this time because I did. And here's another thing. I got some feedback from somebody in my communities builders group, and she watched the webinar and she said, Nicole, you did great. Everything was good, but she said, I could tell when you were on script and when you weren't. And it's true because I didn't fully believe in what I was doing. And I mean, it is a little bit of a learning curve, right? So she could tell that. And I connect better when I'm, I guess you could say off the cuff, but I do have to practice that a little more and go from there. So we're working on it. So this week we're talking about how clarity creates connection. Connection creates your energy, and energy is what creates your results.
Yeah,
So,
Nicole, I just have to say your energy is amazing tonight. So
oh, thank you. I know, like
contagious and
I feel
congrats.
the
And
shift. It's just, oh, I love it. I'm so excited. And I know what I'm doing. It's yeah, I love it. And that summit, oh my goodness, that summit, and creating the things, and it all comes down to like, even when they're doing the question and answers, um, it all comes down to the message. You can use whatever AI tool you want to, but if you don't have the message, it doesn't matter what you're using, it's not going to connect. But we like to use AI tools. We all know that. I'm a big fan. So we're going to use AI tools to help us get to that point. So first little exercise. So I want you to think about when you talk about what you do. First of all, can you say what you do? And when you talk about it to somebody, do you feel like you're alive? Or do you feel like you're reading a script? Do you feel like like do you feel it? I don't know if you guys you guys get what I'm saying? Like, do you feel it, or do you just feel like, oh yeah, this is a program, this is what it is, and it feels like you're reading and you're saying what you've been told to say, right? Like this program does this program does that, this program does this. How many of you really, really, really feel what you're talking about with excitement and energy? I see some blank faces, so we're gonna say,
Sometimes,
yeah, we
not
could
all
use
the
some
time.
work. So If you're flat with your energy, you're just missing some clarity about who you're speaking to. And this is where ChatGPT can come in and really help and help you narrow that down. Now, again, we're using ChatGPT as a tool, not a replacement. There is, I wish I could remember his name, Dr. He's the science of happiness. I think you probably have all heard about it, but that's what he does. He is a behavioral scientist, and it's a science of happiness. And he talked about how AI can replace your left brain. Yes, it can replace your left brain, but nothing will ever replace your right brain. You still have to guide it. You still have to tell it what to do, and you still have to tell it what you want. But you can use it as a tool to go back and forth. Like one of the gals said, a sparring partner. And I love that. Like it's totally a sparring partner. Like let's have a conversation. And once you know how to have that conversation, you're laughing. So you can either go to ChatGPT if you want, or just even think to yourself, think of 3 different types of people that you could help. And for each of those, write 3 pain points and 3 desires that they might have. So let's just take a minute or two. Does anybody want to jump on, share their screen and do this through chat? Or did we just want to do this?
I have mine that I did already through ChatGPT.
Through using the prompt?
Yep. It was
Okay,
so
so
good because it was a deep dive. And I'm like, oh, it's asking me more questions, really? And I'm like, oh, wow, more questions. And I had to go back and say, no, not like that. I helped them like this. And
perfect.
so
Yes,
it was good.
exactly. So yeah, when you're using the prompt, you do need to massage and do things like that. So, but I'm going to go back and we're going to go away from the prompt for a minute. Excuse me. So I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to, let me share the screen and let me open up a new chat window. And actually, I want to open this in incognito because hopefully it will still kind of remember a little bit, but hopefully, no, you know what? If it remembers, it remembers. Let's just go with it. Okay, so I'm just going to start a conversation with Stanley. I call my ChatGPT Stanley. And I want to say, can you tell me 3 that I could help? Now, this again is not through the prompt that I shared earlier. This is just doing it through conversation. So this actually knows me already, so it's going to be pretty accurate. But what you can do is go through it, take a look at it, and say, okay, this one feels like me. So let's see here. Yeah, obviously these are all me, but let's go with number 2. Okay, I love number 2. So we're just going to say, okay, so we're going to talk to it. I love number 2. Can you outline 3 pain points and 3 for this person? Let's just see what it says. So bought the course and I'm still stuck. So first, they don't know what to do first. So they have the courses, but they have no plan. So these are minding this. But I want to go, let's see. Maybe I'm just not quite sure. So you know what? Let's see what kind of hooks it gives me. So can I see some hooks? But you see what I mean? I'm not really feeling it. Like it's there and yeah, okay, that sounds right, but I'm not feeling it. I remember I did this I did this work through, oh my gosh, probably almost 2 years ago It's been quite a while, but I did it on a live, and the people that did it, they're like, "Oh my God!" Like almost it, like that is me, and they got excited, and I could feel that excitement, and I could feel that energy. So 20 hooks that you can use. You don't need more training. You need somebody help you do the thing. Okay. So to me, that's a little bit like hand holding, and I'm not sure I want that. So I'm just gonna, no, let's see. If you've been stuck in learning mode. So let's see. Okay, so I like that one. I like number 1. I like number 4. And how about number 7? Okay. 1, 4, and 7. So we're just going to tell it, like, we're just going to give it feedback. I love these ones. Okay, this is perfect. So now it knows a little bit more of what we're looking for. So now it's like, okay, so it's gonna do, now it's giving us a sample script. Okay, great. So that will give us a little bit more to go on. Now we can go back and we could say, okay, can you, let's just say now that you know which ones I like, can you create more similar to that? And let's just see what it says. So again, it's like your sparring partner. Like pretend you're sitting on the other side of a computer from a friend and like, okay, what do you think about this? Or it's your coach. Think of it as your coach. So you don't need more motivation. You need a clear first step. I like that. So that's even better. Have you ever said, I'll start once I finish this module? Oh my God, how many times have I said that? This is why you're stuck. You didn't fail. You just tried to build a business without a roadmap. So a lot of yeah, I'm liking a lot of these things, right? Like it's fantastic, the things that you come up with. So you just keep asking, keep asking, keep asking. So now you can, I mean, it even prompts you to do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? Turn them into a 10 post content series, right? Email subject lines. So it's even prompting you of what it can and might do next. But if you don't like it, then say, no, this isn't quite hitting. Can you adjust it for this? And basically that's essentially all we're doing. So now, let's see, I am running off of notes here. So now going back to the summit, and I have heard this before, but Dean Graziosi often talks about the 7 layers of why. So what he says is you dig deeper, keep digging. So once you've chosen who it is, ask yourself, why? Why do I want to help this person? And then continue. For each answer, ask it again. Why is that important to me? And then when you get that answer, why? Why? So when you start, you're going to start with logical answers. You're going to start with, I want more freedom. You're going to start with what you've heard, right? With the copycat, the cookie cutter responses. You're going to start with that. I want more freedom. But as you keep going, as you keep asking, why? You're going to get to more of your truth because I want to help others feel the confidence and peace that I finally found. And that is what your core why is going to be. That is what's going to help you connect. And that's what's going to help your energy and your excitement levels when you're creating content and when you're just promoting your business, even when you're just talking to your neighbor, right? Like, I don't know. I used to like even just talking at the pub. People would be like, "What do you do?" And I'd kind of like, "Oh, I just kind of do blah, blah, blah." I'd never get excited about it. And now I can. So this is just that importance of clarity. So then you're going to want to describe your perfect customer in 3 to 5 sentences as if you're introducing them to a friend. So maybe she's a middle-aged woman who works hard her whole life, but feels stuck trading her hours for money. She's independent, loves her dog and road trips, but tech overwhelms her. Oh, I stopped. I'm still sharing the screen. I'm not even looking at. Sorry, guys. But if it doesn't sound human, if it doesn't sound like something that you would say, then try it again. That doesn't sound right. Can you try this? That doesn't sound right. Let's try. Can you try a different direction? Um, I tend to talk more like a trucker. Can you make it sound more that direction? So just keep asking more questions until it gets to what you feel like. Um, I just had, oh, and one thing I love to do is, can you describe this? I just love this. What? Can you describe what my perfect customer might be doing right now? So maybe they're sitting at their laptop with 27 browser tabs open, or maybe they're feeling guilty. So this is starting to paint that picture for you. So now you can see, you can visualize a little better about who you're talking to. Maybe they jumped in the car and they're off on a road trip. That's what my customers do. Or they don't know what to do first. Right? Like there's so many things that they could possibly doing. Maybe if you're a family person, maybe they're sitting around the TV, maybe they're talking about their day. Maybe that's what they're doing. So depending on who your customer is, maybe they're talking to their partner. Maybe they're telling their partner how their day went and what they're struggling with and what they're frustrated with. And maybe they're doing that. So it just gives you a chance to really, really feel who your customer is and what they're doing. So this week, give this all some thought and really, really think about it and really challenge yourself to answer these questions as naturally as you can and as truthfully as you can. Your answers don't matter to anybody except for you. Be honest with yourself. The more honest you are with yourself and with chat, the better the outcome is going to be. And just because chat knows all your secrets doesn't mean he's going to give it to you in the content, right? So let him know everything. Let him know all your secrets. And then you can use what you want to use from that. And don't forget some of the pitfalls. You don't want to pick an audience because it seems profitable. We've all seen the single moms. They seem to be nailing it. Right? So don't just pick that because it seems profitable. You need to feel it. And don't use those broad terms like anyone that wants freedom, anybody that wants a 2-hour workday. Dig deep. Figure out your why you're perfect. And don't copy somebody else. Again, cookie cutter models. We don't want to do that. We want to use what they're teaching, but we don't want to use the words that they're using. And don't overthink your demographic. Just be you. Don't forget that emotion. You don't need the theatrics. You just need to connect. And that's what your audience is going to feel. So now, I don't know, I know Christina has mentioned she has gone through the prompt that I had created. I know Julian, you did as well. Jamie's gone through it. So what do you guys think of that? How is it? Christina, you said you liked it. You liked what it gave
You
you?
know what I had when I was going through it, I'm like, that's just going to be a simple, just like ChatGPT does, simple and quick and whatnot. But after it did a question, then it dug deeper. And then I'm like, okay, I'm almost done. I think I spent 5 or so minutes on that because I was correcting it, telling it, no, this is who I'm looking at. This is what I need to do and whatnot. And I had sent it on your page and showed that. And I'm like, that is really good. I like that.
Right?
So, yeah, no, it's so good. I mean, clarity is coming over all these meetings
Oh,
I've
that's
had today,
awesome.
and then yours is like a cherry on the top. It's like, I love it.
And keep digging. Ask it again. This is something that you might even go back to it 4 or 5 more times. This is something that's never going to be final.
Right.
It's never going to be final. It's going to
Right.
be something like, I'd love to tell chat to oh, let's say let's just tell it a story. Oh my gosh, I had a great weekend. What happened to you recently? Is it your son or your daughter?
My son got engaged.
Your son got engaged. So just tell it that. You said, just put it in there. I had a great weekend. I felt this. this is some of the stuff, and put that in there, because then it's going to store it and it can pull from that. It's going to pull from that later on, and it's going to give you references, and there's your story. So you're not selling as much, and some of those tidbits are coming into your story.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. The ones that
Yeah.
I've made so far have been, I'm right on those. As soon as you post, I'm like, okay, I gotta see. I gotta see. So they're really good.
That's awesome. And I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm learning to build apps now. So
Oh, that's on a whole nother level. That's not, you do you.
like, Nicole, focus, focus. Let's get this, this roadmap
Blinders. Keep your blinders on.
right. All of a sudden, Nicole's in La La Land, and you guys are going, hey, what about the perfect customer crap that you were talking about? Let's come back here. But yes, I got you guys. So yeah, I mean, anything that we can do to AI is meant to help. It's a tool to help you. I know so many people are resistant to it, but I mean, can you imagine the farmer that resisted the tractor? I mean, he'd be lost, right? So it's a tool. It's not going to replace you. It's meant to be a tool. The calculator, when I was growing up, you couldn't have a calculator in class. You know, you were that was taboo. Now it's in your supplies list. You have to have a calculator. So it's just, again, it's meant as a tool, but you still need the foundation. You still need to understand what you're striving for. And in this case, it's that connection, it's that clarity, it's getting that excitement and that energy. And until, in my mind, if you don't feel that excitement and that energy about who you're talking to, you're gonna miss that connection. But it's a work in progress. You're not gonna get it right now. Well, some people do. Let's not say you won't. Lots of people do. But the more you refine, the more you talk, the more you try, the more it's going to come. We didn't walk our first day. We didn't ride a bike the first time. It takes some time. So the more you talk, the more you use these tools and practice these tools, you're going to be like, oh my God. And I worked with Patrick one weekend. Patrick and I worked, and we did some, he was doing some research on a job opportunity. And he started, and I kind of guided him along, and I'd go off and do something else, and he'd, shoot me a question. Hey, what about this? And I said, ask Chat. Don't ask me, ask Chat. Oh, and off he went, right? Like it's he was like floored, like, oh my God. And he just went on his tangent and off he went. So the more you learn to use these tools, the easier they get and the more excited you get with it. And they start producing results that are more you.
Mm-hmm.
So if
I have
try
questions.
yeah.
Can you go back to that screen that you were just sharing
Mm-hmm.
and
Jamie's
scroll up
good.
a little bit? I might have
Jamie's good.
missed when I was trying to move into my room.
Okay.
And as you do that, I'm going to just preface where I'm going with this.
This was the one, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have finally gotten into my perfect customer audience, right? It's that retired couple. It's me. It's the
Okay.
retired couple who doesn't want to go back to a job, but needs to
Mhm.
supplement their pension. Because we're even in that age group where we don't even feel like we could get a job. We've kind of aged out of the marketplace.
You're gonna end up being a
So
Walmart greeter.
exactly. So I've got that. It's like, okay, we've got who we want to talk to. I visualize the people. It's the couple, Bert and Ernie, or, Bert and Sarah, whatever. Bert and Ernie. Oh, Lord. Not that anything's wrong with that.
Right.
Seinfeld. But you get what I'm saying. God, back it up, Jamie. Anyway, so I've got that foundation of the avatar, right? So I know who I'm talking to. Now it's using that chat and those prompts to dig deep into pain points that even I might not be able to articulate or pull out of myself. Because subconsciously, a lot of times we don't want to actually say these things out loud out of embarrassment. And I was reading through your stuff and I was like, oh, I see some pain points in there that
So
chat is
what
bringing up.
I would like to challenge you to do is that 7 layers of why. Because
Exactly.
you have it. I mean, yeah, you have a perfect customer, but that perfect customer is very much the same as Paula's perfect customer. It's very much the same as a lot of people's perfect customer. So why you? Why are you different? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, what is that really? So if you do that 7 layers of why, and I can share this chat with you if you want, we
And
can.
I just saw you as you were scrolling, it said the 3 core pain points.
So this is just what I had done. So I'm just like, okay, so give me 3 examples of people. So this isn't
Mhm.
even really based on me. This is just something, and you know, you kind of, okay, I kind of like this one. And then I asked it after, can you outline 3 pain points and 3 desired outcomes for this person?
Okay, that's where I'm trying to get to. It's like, okay, we got the person now. Now, if we can dive deep into pain points and desired outcomes. Okay.
So what I would challenge you to do is the Dean Graziosi's 7 layers of why. So even type that into ChatGPT and ask him to talk you through it and to like, okay, I want to here, let's do it right now. I would like to go.
Because I kind of
Uh,
saw in one of those as I was reading, you had it on the screen, and I was like, oh, that looks like there's some emotional, like talking points in that.
I don't know how to spell Graziosi. Thank you, Stanley knows it. Thankfully, Stanley
Yeah.
knows me. Graziosi, there he is. Let's see. So we can walk through it together, or I can show you how to guide your audience through it. No, can you walk me through it?
Because I think
It's
that's
work.
what we're missing. We're missing how to tap into the emotion of,
And it's
we were
that
talking about that today. Yeah.
keep asking why. So that's 7 layers of why. So why do you want to build an online business? Oh, because I want to make extra money, right? Who
Hmm.
doesn't? Why do you want extra income? Because I'm tired of struggling and living paycheck to paycheck. Why is it so important to stop living paycheck to paycheck? Well, because I'm exhausted. And I think what I would do if I was actually going through this is ask it to, here, can you me for the question?
Why this is so helpful is because we're told that we need to do this, but a lot of times we don't actually know how and we can't articulate things ourselves. So
And
to be
that's,
able to ask chat to do that, and it comes up with things that make us go, oh, I'm feeling that.
and
Now
you're
I
going,
get
yes,
Nicole's
there it
excitement. Yes. Now I
is. Right?
connect to it because it is. It's like chat's being your coach saying,
It is. And it's
pulling it
fantastic
out
for
of you.
that. And you can pull it from, so like I keep mentioning Dean Graziosi and ChatGPT knows who that is. So if you wanted
Yep.
to get the voice of Russell Brunson, you could put that in there. Or if you wanted to, you know, if somebody did a training on something, like one gal, Sabrina Romanoff, I really want to dig into her a little bit more. But I can actually put her name in there and chat will kind of take me through it. So, yeah, what I
Julian
would
might have
do,
a question like right in the middle of what we're doing if he wants to ask that question.
yeah, yeah, Julian, jump in.
Actually, I don't have a question. I'm just waiting my
Oh,
turn.
okay.
Okay.
And I'll say this about chat. Use it and you'll find out how stupid it is. It's very, very fast at what it does. And I say that as an IT professional and because I use it a lot for a lot of different things. And but you have to be the CEO. You can't allow chat to run forward because it won't take you anywhere.
Correct. Yes, you are 100% right on that. And yeah, that's where you're using it as a tool, not as your business partner. So you can use it as a sparring partner. You can use it as um, a sounding board, things like that. But ultimately, you have to decide. You're the one that has to make that decision if this is right for you or not. Is that kind of what you were referring to there, Julian?
Yeah, because I was working on a couple projects, and when I was first starting to learn how to use chat and everything, and I thought I gave it a clear enough goal for what we wanted to do, but it was like I kept going down these different rabbit holes because I lacked clarity, and
Yes.
I realized, oh, who is it that said something the other day? If you want a really fast growth experience, become an entrepreneur because it's like doing personal growth on crack.
Right. Oh my
And
gosh,
I'm
I love
going,
that.
and it's true, and because I was stepping up to the plate and I had to step outside my or step through my comfort zones or whatever. You know what? I'm going to stop right now because I'm like really, really excited. And Jamie was talking with you, and we'll get back to me.
Yeah, we were just talking about that 7 layers, and I think that is something I am going to sit down and I'm going to, when we're off this call, I'm going to sit down and really dig deep and figure out and go through these questions. So I'm going to let it ask me. So why do I want to help the person who has bought courses, persons, or training? Why do I want to help you guys?
Can I ask something? I don't know how to raise my hand, but is that okay, Jamie, if I
Yeah.
ask something?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, so, okay, so we find our perfect audience. My question to you guys is, and don't forget we're recording, what are you selling? Like, has everybody found their perfect product?
Okay, so this is what we're talking about next week. So next week,
We'll combine.
yeah,
Now the
so
next dive deep would be what product works for me and my audience.
well, it's not necessarily what product, but what is it about the product that because you have to be excited about the person that you're talking to, but you also have to be excited about what you're talking to them about. So,
Mhm.
if if you're oh goodness, I don't know, if you're selling running shoes, but you're not a runner, it's not going to land. Right? You can say, "Oh my gosh, so many people are making money off of these running shoes. I'm going to go sell these running shoes." But if you're not a runner and, quite frankly, would rather, oh my gosh, I saw a meme today. Thinking of finding a running partner. I'm thinking of finding a pet for a running partner, maybe a turtle.
Yeah.
I just love that. Yes,
Mhm.
that's me. But anyway, if you don't know what it is you're selling, or if you don't land with it, if you don't relate to it, then it's not going to land either. So you can know who you're
Okay.
talking to, but you also need to know what you're
Okay, so we'll
talking
dig into
about.
that next week. Okay.
Yeah, so originally I
I
was going to
appreciate
combine
that.
these two, but I think both of them are too important. So I wanted to separate them. So, because this is your foundation, right? Like when you talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, that's your base. That's your base for math. You need to know that before you get into calculus, trigonometry, all of that stuff. You need to have that basis, or at least know how to plug it into the calculator, I guess. But the more you know that base, the better you are with that stuff. So this is why I want to get this foundation squared away. So who you're talking to and what you're talking about. So next week we will get more into that, Sarah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, this is something that I'm going to go through personally, and just I'm going to answer it honestly, away from all you guys, so I can give it the answers that I need to give it. Because I mean, when you're in front of people, you're just going to answer. People have a tendency to answer or say what they think people want to hear. And that's not what we're trying to do here. We need to get down deep. Now, later when we're doing the content, we can edit it a little bit and say, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't quite say that. But at least chat knows what you're kind of talking about and who you're talking to. How are you doing? Comments? Any more comments, questions? And if you're a curse, you're curse. The people that don't want to hear that will scroll on by. I mean, I don't know. How many of you guys remember Justin Springer from our IPS days. You guys remember
Oh, I
him?
still see him online. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's I'm gonna get him into the community at some point. Because he's a prime example of you have to be you. He is very much a prime example of you have to be you. A little bit of history for those of you that don't know. This guy he did fantastic. I did he do I did he do Legacy or did he branch off after IPS? I can't remember.
IPS then Legacy.
He did do Legacy?
Yeah. He's actually
Regardless.
in the training in there for the TikTok training still.
Oh, is
In
he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, Paula's working closely with him. I didn't but yeah, I'd love to. But he's a prime example. This guy, he's a felon. He admits it. He spent time in prison. I don't know what he does, and or what he did, and I honestly don't care. He has made his changes. He's done his time, I would assume, and I would assume he's living a clean life now. But he is the prime example of talking, be you, be who you are, and he's killing it. He's doing fantastic. Like I think
Yeah.
he's got his own app now, Paula.
Yeah, he has his own coaching app, and he also is doing these master classes he's just started. And then he informed us that he's going to be branching into teaching people how to build their own brand. Yeah, he's going to keep his coaching app, but he's gonna pivot a little bit and
Right.
go that route, because he said if everybody can get their mindset straight, they can sell, anything. You
And
know,
that and that is that's a big thing, but you do have to connect with what you're selling. You really
right.
do.
It all
I mean,
starts there, right? You're absolutely right.
yeah,
100%.
you have to believe in it. You have to believe in who you're talking to. You have to, I mean, I was sold the dream years ago. I mean, back in the Amway days, oh my goodness, I knew I wanted that entrepreneurship, but I wasn't going to be knocking on doors and bugging friends and family, so that never did take off for me. And plus, I never believed in the products. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Melaleuca. That's another one that was a network marketing thing. In fact, they are actually great products, but again, nothing that got me, nothing that excited me.
Didn't
So
light
it
you up.
just, yeah, it didn't light me up. It didn't fire me up. And I don't want to do all that pushing because all of it came down to friends and family. But now that we've gotten to this social media age, now we can reach out to audiences that we never even imagined we could before. And that's what makes all of this so exciting. But we got to land it. We got to get to those people because now that our audience is growing, or our possibilities of our audience is growing, we need to narrow it down so we can rein in our people again. Yeah.
Yeah. The reach is there, but you can't talk to everybody, or you're not talking to anybody, as we all know. So you got to figure that
Exactly.
out.
How many times did we hear Kirsty say that?
Right. I think they all say it, and it's true, but it's true.
It is. It is. Yeah. Paula and I started this journey together a long time ago. We were doing an affiliate program way before IPS days. So again, I believed in the group more than I did the product, and I still think they're a fantastic group. They've kind of veered off into different things, so I don't align with them as much. But the reason I did align with them is because they provided some fantastic training. Um,
Agreed.
so I
Mhm.
love that. But yeah, you have to align. You have to know who you're talking to. Oh, sorry, I'm still sharing and we're sharing at a blank screen. See who I'm talking to. All right. Any questions, comments?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay, so I ended up doing the cursor, and I mean the prompt, went through it and
Yeah.
everything. Um and 11 and after listening to you, I know I need to go back to it because there were a couple things about it that I didn't like that I wanted to change. And it's interesting. I'm trying to get really tight on my perfect client. And when I
Mhm.
first started, I was looking at male caregivers that were caretaking their wives.
Okay.
And then I realized, and because I know that I need to do me, because I'm the customer and I'm just a little bit ahead of everybody.
Yes.
And
That's 100%. Yep.
I realized I don't want to do caregiving as my niche because I live caregiving every day. And but then but the thing is with caregiving, though, there's the caregiver a lot of times can end up financially fucked
Hmm.
because they're taking care of the spouse full time and whatever monies or whatever were there are long gone. And then if a disabled spouse dies first, they usually
Yeah.
lose the house because they have to sell it to pay for property taxes because they probably inherited a little bit of money from it. But it's they end up in a difficult position. I'm looking at that myself and I'm going, I don't want to be there.
So what I want you to consider is um, it's not something that you're doing. So the caregiving aspect isn't necessarily something that you're doing, you're going to end up doing, but it's something that people can relate to you with. So
Okay.
if you're mentioning that in your content and you're saying, so we're kind of talking about two different things. You're kind of talking about what you're doing, which we're going to talk more about next week,
Oh,
and
okay.
who you're talking to. So when you were talking about who you're talking to, you're still talking to those caregivers because they can relate to you. They're like, "Oh my God, this guy gets it. This guy's done it, and he's trying to find a way out."
Yeah,
Does that make
and
sense?
I had to do that because and I don't know if I'm looking at creating a course in terms of how I came to terms with dealing with all the stress and everything. But
Okay. Like,
right, but for right now, I know what my product is, and it's the MRR
mhm.
that we have through the court, through the community and everything. That's what I want to be selling, and I want to be selling a digital education because I've been doing this for a number of years. I've been around, I've done the MLMs and everything. Yeah, they've got great training. I just came out of life leadership. They're wonderful. Um, and but I want to be able to share that with people because then all of a sudden they're empowered.
Right. And that's where it comes back to, okay, so your who is the caregiver aspect, but your what is going to be, say for example, you're going to use the MRR course, and the things that we're going to pull out of that next week is going to be, so this program can teach you how to find ways to create your path. Or, I mean, like there's so many different possibilities that we could kind of take that. So, you could straight out promote it just as is, or you can decide to, it's going to teach you how you can build something entirely different. I mean, I wouldn't be building this if it wasn't for that program because I learned so much from it.
Oh, I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, community, I understand the whole point of community and, and having a lot of like-minded people around you, because then all of a sudden it's like you go, everyone's crazy here, even including me, and I'm fit.
Not the
And
only sucker out there.
um, and I've made more since I found this program and legacy, and I mean, I've got my machine up, I'm taking action, I'm doing stuff, I'm lit up, and I'm just
It's
trying to get close on and you know what, I'm really excited right now because you got me going. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome. So excited.
Nicole
I'm excited
energy.
for you. But that's when we go back to the beginning, when people talk about how you need more energy in your content. I'm not sitting here yelling and screaming. Okay, maybe I am a little excited, but I'm not sitting here dancing and yelling and screaming. It's just naturally coming out because I believe it. I feel I know what I'm talking about, and I know um I'm just excited for it, and it's connecting. So it's connecting with me, so therefore it's coming across and starting to connect with you guys too. At least I hope you're just
Okay.
hanging out for me. I'm cute and all, but
Can I ask a question then about warming up a Facebook group?
of course.
Okay, so I've been talking to chat and going, what's the best way for me to approach what is the group of people that I'm looking for? And I went and got a whole bunch of answers to those prompts, and I've posted them in the group so that there's people that can take a look at it and get their own ideas from that. So I'm working on being more of a participant here because I'm recognizing the fact that we are learning good habits here for when we go out onto the other social platforms. The more we engage here, the more we can practice the skills that we're learning elsewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's true because the more we connect and engage here, the more we get out of it. And I mean, I've noticed that myself through the social media channels. Now, Facebook isn't my jam. I'm not a huge Facebook person, so I can't necessarily speak to
Sure.
exactly what works there. But and especially with everything I've heard, it's very much that engagement thing. The more you talk, and I have been trying to do a little bit more on my Facebook. So the more I talk to other people, comment on posts, it just seems to engage. Like I do Rover. I love I do house sitting with rovers, so I get to hang out with different people's dogs and stay. I was at a lake house this weekend. I mean, it was snowing, but it was still a lake house. And I got to hang out with a couple of dogs. Um, but now that I've been on chatting on Facebook and stuff, my reach for that has increased. So I can see the results, right? Like, so yeah, it makes a difference. Just that Facebook is very social. Um, Actually, they all are social media, right? But
Right, right.
but yeah, Facebook is very much so.
Yeah, because chat mentioned, and I've read this in Googling, that before you post, it's a good idea to go and be active in one of the groups for about 10-15 minutes. And, and then you post. And, I'm going, well, I'm posting in a lot of spiritual groups right now. And I'm taking the lessons that I've learned from here, and I'm getting all kinds of responses. I'm going,
Nice.
okay, I'm looking at practice because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out. And it said, I'm going
You
to
know what though?
go
Here's a
on.
big secret. Nobody knows what they're doing. People have things that have worked for them. People have had success with this method and this method and this method. But if there was only one method that worked, we would all be able to do it,
Oh, good point.
right? So it really matters. Like there's so many different factors in the algorithm that it's not a magic thing. It's okay, yes, your hook matters. You want to draw them in because we all know people are squirrely.
Right,
Um, you need to have a call to action. So there's certain things that we know work and
right,
we know help. We know that engagement helps. We know that certain things help with other things, but we can't say a 7-second video is going to land more than a 2-minute video because that depends on your audience. We can't say what subject you should be talking about because that depends on your audience.
right,
And you could be talking to the same audience that 10 other people are, but it's still going to land differently because you have different stories. So there's so many different branches that these could go off on that, yeah, you take the basics that you've learned, you take those templates, you take those tools that you learn in programs like these MRR programs,
right.
and you start to apply them. And it's trial and error to find your audience. But the more clear who you're talking to is, the more it's going to land and the quicker it's going to land.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but something happened in the last month, and like all the fear that used to stop me and where I hesitated, it's gone.
I love that. I love it. It's because you found me.
Yay! Anyway, thank you for your help, Nicole.
Yeah, no problem. Like, no problem. That's what I'm here for. All right. Anybody else? Julia needs to bottle my energy. Yeah. Any other questions, comments? Anything completely unrelated? Doesn't have to be related to this. Any wins we want to talk about? We just want to stare at each other for a few minutes. All right.
I, I,
Well, I guess.
I had a crazy real estate thing happen. My real estate business has been really, really quiet, but I've been working with making the stickers and magnets, and then I actually, guys, so get this, I live in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and I put some of my creative friends together, and we started a Stone Mountain business incubator. I got to tell you, I mean, I love Zoom, like meeting all you guys and everything, but there's nothing better than sitting down over a cup of coffee and saying, "How to a 35-year-old. It's like, okay, here, there's, I, it's amazing. It's talk about energy. Like my energy is really high. So we have a little main street and there's a storefront, a building with a storefront for sale. And, I actually already found an investor and I, it's a possibility,
Oh,
I'm not
that's
100% sure it's what I need to be doing right now, but so I really love, like, I've got the combination of online, social media, and actual human beings.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's like
And it's
anything we want in this day and age, really.
Isn't it? It's true. Like, and all these skills that we're learning in the online world can be applied to brick and mortar. Like it's just different ideas, different things, and it's yeah, just oh my gosh, the possibilities. It's so exciting. I just love it. Love it. All right. Well, I guess with that, we will wrap up for today. What the heck was I gonna say? Couple of things coming up. I am going to start affiliates pretty soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a free community. So we're going to have, I'm going to be essentially using a free community to funnel into this community. And then because I hate scammers. So my big thing, I just want to keep, you know what, they can come in the free community, do their crap, whatever. But anybody that comes in here, I just want to save space, right? And the best we can. I know you can't prevent it all, but I want to do the best we can for that. So once I get that launched, I will be doing the affiliate. I think I'm going to do 40%, I think is what we're going to do. And then I think what I'm going to do is keep the Monday nights. We're just going to go through that roadmap that we talked about last week, and we'll work through it together. And it's going to be, yeah, as we go. So, like I said, we were going to do everything all in one tonight, but yeah, I think that deserved too. So things are going to adjust as we move along. But they're coming. I'm so excited. And I'm gonna do more prompts and do more stuff like that. So any questions that come up, again, I want to shape this to what you guys want. So obviously I can provide the outline, but if there's a direction, if there's something that I can help you with, then let me know so we can get that going. And then what I'll probably do is maybe every 2 weeks we'll do a webinar. So just to take everybody through what this community is about and what it's going to be. And then eventually, once I get everything going, we're going to do probably a 10-week boot camp kind of style thing. So I'm going to add that into the community where we just essentially go through this whole product roadmap on steroids. We're just going to go through it together. You're going to have homework, or they're going to have homework. They're going to have, so we're just going to really sit down and do it. But yeah, that's kind of my plan moving forward. And hopefully I'm excited to have you guys all on this ride with me.
Exciting.
Yes. All right. Well, without further ado, we will call it a night and we will talk to you all soon. You know where to find me.